I don't know about you guys, but it's one of them days I'd be on ready to go home. Did not want to do anything more. I wanted to just bypass it, move on, tell them not to put nothing in it. But that's it, guys. We'll come back, change that TXV. Probably won't record it. Till next time, catch you on the next one. Later.
This video is brought to you in part by TruTech Tools. Quality tools, essential support.
Okay, we're back. It's the next day, and this does not look good. We got oil all over down here. Well, like they say, when it rains, it pours. Look how this thing's leaking right out the side of it. So we've lost refrigerant, and this thing is loose as a goose. I didn't even touch this thing yesterday. Look at that. How in the hell did that loosen up that much? And of course, they got their stupid bolt there in the way. Okay, so we got this one pumped up. We got to figure out how to reset this stupid thing. The compressor number 1 here, which shows it's got power, that breaker was tripped. So we're gonna check it and see. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the power off to that breaker. I'm gonna check and see if it's getting short indications to ground. Hopefully it's just something high amps or something, I don't know. Okay, so going from each leg to like that nice brass piece, we've got 200,000 ohms. But the problem is that I'm wondering here, is it because we got so much freaking liquid refrigerant coming back? Obviously, this wasn't like this yesterday. We had a little bit on the suction, but I don't know why. We don't know if we got liquid injection acting up or what. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and try it and see if, since it's not a dead short, and see what we get amperage-wise, see if it can start it. Let's go ahead and do inrush, see what happens here. Kind of not really wanting to do this, but at this point I gotta have some of my compressors back on. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, it's not getting there, that's for certain. So we pulled 208 amps. That's not good. Looks like levels down to 0 on the circuit A here. Might have been higher than that for 1 second there. Yeah. Okay, we got it dumping straight from the hose over to the suction there. You can see that suction line comes up and tees and goes that direction and goes that direction. I'm probably need to get a ladder and see where the frost is coming back from, if it's coming from that direction or this direction. I think something is flooding out there, causing some major issues. What I did was shut off the direct injection for both compressors. I just didn't have time to sit there and check all this stupid crap because we need to try to get it going. When you got one compressor that was already bad that we have in stock, and you got this one here that doesn't want to start, but you know, I valved off the suction hoping that maybe I could get it running. It's not. So it appears it's jumped too. Okay, so we've got some cat litter all up in here. Got a lot of that absorbed up. So I finally figured out to take the top off here. You can get down into the oil separator and the reservoir. Added some there to the top. I'm gonna be able to scan this a little bit better for leaks now, because I wonder if there's something in there leaking. Also looks like there is a economizer, if you want to call it that. Yeah, they call it that on the chillers and stuff, but basically a superheat or whatever. ORI valve there's got some oil around it. And what's really great is the TXV, which I have the new one right here, ready to go. So we've got 2 different cartridges here. The valve they had in there was kind of just mixed match in between. It was in KWs instead of BTUs. He converted it and whatever. And so you can see here, I thought it was 3 that I had to override earlier. Now it's one of the colder ones. So we've been adding. They brought me some more refrigerant, so we're got 3 bottles here. Okay, so this TXV that I wanted to change, looky here, the suction line is freezing up inside of a freezer that was, you know, near 0. So let's go ahead, valve that off so it can pump itself out. I bet you anything, that TXV finally opened up, because now it's temperature. And it's flooding the living snot out of stuff, because I cranked it all the way in. Yeah, we're at 8. And whatever reason, it started working. I'm loving it. Well, there it be. See the other case? This is the one they changed the fitting dryer on the first one. It's not frozen up like that. Yeah, we're flooding back. Probably on that one TXV. So I've got it hand valved off. We're gonna let it empty itself out, and then once it is, we'll end up shutting that valve and doing her to her. Okay, so what I found out is that each case has its own hand valve. I thought they were feeding that all with one liquid line and paralleling off of it, but they're not. So we're gonna go ahead and drive that shut. And I went ahead and closed all the other hand valves. We're gonna get that swapped out and go from there. We pulled up the specs too. It appears that B2 is a little higher, so we're gonna go with that A, see how that does. And yeah, we're making progress. If that's the case, I'm no longer flooding back as bad as what I was. Obviously, if it's dissipated that much on that one, these might go away. Basically, that valve, when I ran it in, ran it out yesterday, it must have opened up and then flooded everything back. Yeah, so we got a hand valve there. We got one right here. And obviously we got this one down here, which, here's that little dryer I replaced back in 21. So far, so good. I was able to cut the old piece off, able to bend it right back in there. Got the back piece sweated in. Gonna sweat here, here, and here, and then eventually put our guts in it. We're gonna crank her down. This valve's gonna be on a little bit of the bigger side, and then see where we're at. Okay, so we've got her started back up. 40-degree superheat. I cranked it in. The person that sized it up for me thought it was gonna be a little on the bigger side, but it should fit in there. So he said crank her in a little bit, but yeah, I'm kind of regretting that now because we're up there a little high. So we took her back in a little bit. We're gonna see where we're at here and get this thing tuned in. Okay, so I got down there, scraped a lot of that all towards the front. Looks like I can take off these panels on the bottom here and scrape it out, and then I'll throw some fresh in there and get the last bits. But about time to change the compressor. This, I guess, just came in, and so they told me to put that in, and we'll work on getting that one eventually here. So I had to put some more oil in there. It kept getting low. I hate how high some of these are, but all right. Well, we'll go out and double check that superheat again. We had it around 6 to 8 was what I was shooting for. Yeah. So we go to the graph. Look at this graph. There we go. So yeah, she's doing good. So we can go double check that. You see the compressors ain't all full of ice no more. It's a little bit on the suction here. Kind of weird, but you know. Now we'll tell you, you definitely got to reset. I unscrew that pressure transducer and zero it because it's so cold in there that it throws it off. I had to do it like 4 times. All right, so right now it's holding right around 6.9 to 7 area. It just moved down a little bit, but it's holding pretty steady there. We're gonna let it wait here for a little bit and see if it does good here. If it does, then we're gonna wrap it up. It may dip and come back up, but as long as it stays up, more times if it's down, we'll call it a day. It's hunting. Not much I can do about that. Alrighty, here we go. We got it unhooked from the got the oil switch mechanism there, all completely unhooked, and we've got it valved off to be able to take it loose from all 3 points of contact on the refrigerant lines, and yank it forward and pull that out of there, trying not to snag that orange, that gray control wire there. We do have a new oil control here. That was possibly malfunctioning because I mean, why else would the compressor going bad? So we got a brand new one here. It blows it in through here. So oil comes in, solenoid opens, closes, squirts it in. O-ring seal goes right there, and right there's your plug and solenoid stuff. So 24 volts, AC go there. So this thing's kind of interesting. It's got an O-ring that I had put in between there, and this basically adapts it. You want to screw it together ahead of time, otherwise you're going to have the heads hit things back here in the back. So just kind of put them together equally with the the part pulled out, and you can get past some of these fittings and stuff. They really didn't leave much room of anything, but if you do that, you can get it in there. I put a little bit of blue Loctite on the back here. Should have fell down into the threads. I did that more after I got done. But yeah, it's just a little extra precaution just in case. A lot of vibration. So I tilted it back, that way the oil goes back, and we can put this control on. Brand new one. All right, so we got everything in place. I had some problems with that rotolock on that suction side there. I could get it to thread in with this piece here, which was like an extra that came with it. The female side was having issues. So ended up getting there with my file and worked the compressor a little bit because it screwed up the compressor a little bit. It threaded on beautiful. 3 turns. I mean, I only had 2 threads showing, then all of a sudden it would stop. So got in there with my pocket knife, which is stainless steel blade, and completely worked the female side, worked the other side, nylogged the crap out of it, called around, seeing if I could pick up another one. Nobody in town had one. It would be till Friday. Today's Monday. Thought about building one with that and then putting a 90 on it. Finally, I'm like, screw it, we're gonna try it. I talked to some people, and they agreed, and boom. So I ended up going at it, and just it fit. Worked right in there. We just took it off override, turned the power back on, and she just kicked on. Sprayed all my fittings prior to it getting hot. Everything's good, nothing leaking. Got my mounting bracket here so it doesn't twist when it starts up. Got all my bolts in. Got my wires here done. Hopefully this doesn't cause an issue. You can see these didn't have it. Obviously it's gonna go into the foam a little bit, but that's how they secured it, so we're gonna see how that goes. If not, I can always cut it off. Yeah, that's working. All my stuff's looking good. -5, -6, and 0. That middle one's 0. So yeah. Other than that, we got to get this compressor ordered. I've got it unhooked. Killed the breaker. It's lollygolly goody. So yeah. I think I already showed that little magnet there. That's how it picks up the microscopic stuff. Pulled a vacuum on it before I did that. Also energized the oil. That way there wasn't any air in here. And same thing with the liquid injection here. I opened that up. The solenoid back here held it. So by pulling through it, it was able to get all that. There is a sensor here on the top, but this one here actually uses the discharge sensor that is on the actual discharge line. And that's actually what controls it. So that's what we got there. Okay, I'm back, and it's been about a week and something because I was off last week, and so I've got the new snap disc on there. I made sure to put it down, facing down, so any water would drip into it. It will drip on past it. Chopped off the extra wire. They cleaned it out for me. I got to heat up my Wago because it's frozen in place. There we go. Finally. That's what I like about the Legos. I mean, you can strip the wire here without getting shocked. Just don't touch nothing. Stick it in the hole, flip it shut, and then get the other one ready to go, like this. Push it in, call it a day, and call it a day. That one's hooked up. There we go. Obviously it's cold enough because fans are still running when I plug it back in. I'm gonna put a little wrap of tape around that so it doesn't open up and try to make it so the bottom's pointing down so it doesn't fall into it and possibly spread it as it freezes and breaks. But you can see the coil, even though that thing was running the fan a little bit, it isn't all froze up or nothing. Surprisingly, not horribly bad at all. But it's only one defrost per 24 hours, so it's only went in defrost probably 8 times. So yeah. Okay, I put a wire tie on it there so they won't get pulled out. I got them tucked in up there. They got tape on it. Good to go. Let's throw this thing back together. All right, I had to take this top shelf out. Had to go grab some Boss gloves here. These things are my favorite. I'm actually able to work with these better than I can leather gloves. And there you go. It pops into there like that. Everything's working. I'm gonna check the computer, but otherwise we're good here. All right, none of them are frosting back like they were the last time. Just a little bit of normal there, but we'll scoop all that cat litter stuff out of there when we come back. It appears to be doing a decent job. And all my cases seem to be holding temperature here pretty good too. So that's a good thing. Once again, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. If you enjoy these kind of videos, make sure you leave it down below so that I know that it's something you guys want to see. This is what I kind of find to be a little more fascinating now. I've done several videos on the reach-ins and walk-ins, and it's all the same when it's all said and done, but if you don't get to do it every day, it's maybe more interesting to those out there that are watching. Oh, and we did choose our 3 winners for the thank you giveaway, which we didn't label it as a giveaway. So if you didn't watch that video, you missed out on a free leak detector from HVACR, a gas detector for combustible gases, a refrigerant Detect 3, and a CO sensor. So it always pays to watch all those videos. So I just wanted my most loyal watchers, which were only about 2,500 of them. So if you didn't watch that video, you missed out. Hey, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Later.